Om Shanti. Greetings of peace to everyone. Happy Friday. Let's start the weekend off right, shall we? Let's start it off with harmony. Harmony is a good way to live. And harmony really is the essence of balance. A balanced life is a happy life. And balance is really harmony, finding the right combinations of things to put together in my life. The balance between effort and non-effort. The balance between all using my willpower and letting go. The balance between love and detachment. The balance between humble and authority. The balance between being merged in love and disinterest. These are all just combinations of things that when I find the right balance of that in any given area, I'll find my life is harmonious. And the result is, since everything's in place, I'm happy. As a matter of fact, the nature of you, the nature of me, the nature of all of us is to be happy. The nature of a flower is to be fragrant, so it can attract. The nature of water is to give refreshment. The nature of the human being is love and peace. The nature of the human being is peace and love. That's my nature. And the more I am those things, the more power I have, because it becomes unadulterated, unless alloy is mixed in. So that tells me right away that when I'm not experiencing love and I'm not experiencing peace, which means I'm really not in accord or in harmony with my true nature, my attention or my identity or my thoughts are in another direction that does not serve me. I become attached to other things that have nothing to do with what I want. I'm using them to try to get a feeling that I want, like, for instance, you might like chocolate chip ice cream. And so you think, wow, this is fantastic. It's the greatest thing I ever had. So I'm going to have it tomorrow. And then, oh, so great, I'm going to have it for every single meal. Well, 30 days of that, you're not going to be too healthy. Because I got happy having the ice cream, because the ice cream is a material thing. So there's no relationship necessarily between ice cream and happiness. There's a relationship between happiness as the feeling that I had when having that ice cream, the taste of it. Harmony is finding the right balance of how much I can have without it becoming costly. And there goes a beautiful storm is coming. So the balance between sunshine and rain, sunshine and storms, that's a balance too. And all works together in harmony. And when I'm feeling out of sorts, out of harmony, it's like the greatest thing that can happen to, that's my true teacher, because it's telling me that something is not right, and I need to adjust to find my balance. And one thing is for certain, that balance is always going to go towards what is my nature? What is my nature? That's where my happiness is. So if my nature is peace and happiness, which necessarily makes me harmonize with others, if I'm not feeling harmonious towards other people, it means some change has to be taking place. And it's not that I have to go learn something new. It's not about addition, because you've gone through life collecting, whether it's relationships, whether it's homes, whether it's cars, whether it's possessions, whether it's knowledge. Has that brought you peace? So here we are at this moment. Let's stop this very moment and take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Retain the breath for a little while. Just retain it quietly. Don't do anything else. And exhale through the nose as well. Again, inhale. Now, while you're retaining that breath, visualize yourself absorbing the energy of that breath. Exhale. And one more time, please. Inhale. And exhale. Now that was to get the mind to start to slow down, to be seated in one place for a little while. How'd it work for you? See, there's a connection between the breath. Many people say that the breath is a connection between the body and the mind. I don't know if that's true, but I do know that it brings me to a place where I can begin to be unaffected by the outside, to get away from the past and not to rush into the future, but to experience this moment, right here, right now, thunder and all. It's exciting. Peace is your nature. Love is your nature. The other things that you're feeling that have nothing to do with those two qualities are things that you've collected unknowingly through time. And so now we begin this pilgrimage of going back towards my original nature of peace and happiness, love. I use these stepping stones of things like humility and forgiveness and patience and tolerance to help me on my journey. But in reality, what I want to experience is peace. What I want to experience is love. My experiences that are contrary to that need to be subtracted, need to be let go. So you can think of meditation very simply as a process of subtracting away what I no longer need in my life. Trust your intuition. Take a breath. Be quiet for just a moment and observe. Start just with that. Breathing and observing. Observing who you are. Observing how you think. You could just make it as simple as observing the breath. Because the mind is such a thing, it's so tricky. It runs all over the place, willy-nilly, as they used to say. Very, very fast. Do you think fast thoughts are bringing you peace? Or do you think slower thoughts will bring you peace? What do you think? Well, the purpose of the mind is to experience happiness. And what the mind looks for is at every time it's looking for peace or it's looking for happiness. And if it doesn't find happiness in a certain thought, what's it going to do? It's going to run to the next thought. It finds happiness for a little while or peace for a little while, then runs on to the next thought. And then when that's through, and so on and so on. So if my thoughts aren't bringing me much, I'm not going to stay with them long, so there's going to be a lot of them. And that just the sheer amount of thoughts is tiring. So I get tired. I get sick and tired of thinking because I can't find peace. Why? Because you can't find it out there. All you need to do, if you're going to listen to one thing, listen to this. All you need to do is take away what isn't. That's what I'm detached from. That's what I'm disinterested in. It's just subtracting what isn't me. So, find something, find a piece of knowledge, a poem, go to the meditation center, review something that you have and read it, try to inculcate it into you. Very simple. We'll start with one sentence. Let's do it right now, right here, right now. Let's do it. I am a soul, and my nature is peace. I am a soul, and my nature is peace. I know that I've experienced many things that have nothing to do with peace, but that wasn't me. That was just mistakenly going ahead without seeing clearly. But when I take a moment, take a little moment for myself, like this moment, right now, I can say with authority, my nature is peace. Like the lotus flower coming up out of the swamp, surrounded by muck, yet blooming and pristine, its petals never touching dirt. Is it complaining because it lives in a swamp? No. It's offering itself in all its pristine beauty. Om Shanti. That's just a little example. You can do any moment of the day, throughout the day. I suggest that maybe this is the weekend. This is the weekend that you check yourself. Maybe you find several times each day. Pick 3 times during Saturday and Sunday. You just take a minute. Just take a minute and donate a minute of peace. Donate a minute of peace to yourself. Donate that peace to your loved ones. Clear the slate. Donate to the world in general. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it all. Om Shanti.